30 years.
No, we need him in the pit.
Welcome back to the Regular Dude Review Show. We just watched F1 the movie. Should you? Stay tuned for the verdict.
Did you win something?
I'm your host, Ryan Jacob.
And your co-host, Brandon Kelly.
And we are at the cinema. You're about to get a straight out the theater, popcorn in the teeth, Regular Dude Review with zero spoilers, zero in. What a ride. This movie was intense. It was easy to digest. It was like a great day at the race, man. It woke me up.
Whew, high octane action and stunning visuals. What a great theater experience, man. This was awesome.
All right, Moses, this one's for you. Appreciate you, man. One of our day ones. Now you're here at the concession confession booth. We're going to give you our popcorn size rating. What did you give F1 the movie?
I'm gonna have to give this one a large with a popcorn or with a extra soda and some extra butter.
He was about to say large with a bucket.
Yeah.
This is a large with a popcorn bucket.
It's close.
Yeah, it is real close. I'm giving large too. Perfect butter. Throw some M&Ms in that too, because yeah, this movie's nice.
Like I said, visually stunning. The race scenes just were so captivating, kept me in it. It was awesome. I loved seeing that. Didn't bounce around too much or anything. It was great.
Man, I enjoyed the story from beginning to end. It didn't have to be a complex story. Just tell it good, like this one. Good, intense moments, great character arcs. It was a little predictable, but not so much that it made it boring. They do a good job of explaining the rules, making you feel like you're part of the team, because this movie is about teamwork and triumph, and this movie makes you feel proud.
There's 20 other drivers still out on that track.
A former Formula One driver.
No, stay on the track. Stay on the track. Yeah.
Comes out of retirement after 30 years.
No, we need him in the pit. Get into the pit. Pull in. Yes.
To mentor a new young driver.
Now subscribe. Subscribe. Yes, subscribe.
Do you think any of them respect us?
Now we're going to dive into the shallow waters of vagueness. We'll talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of the story, performance, and theatrics. With zero spoilers, zero in.
I thought this was a really good, immersive story with a deep background, deep character development. I thought it was amazing the way that they did all that.
Yeah, it had some pretty good character development. Nothing too deep, but it was a pretty straightforward story.
If I had to pick something bad, I would say that it was just a little too predictable at times. Like, for instance, there was a time where the two drivers were talking to each other and one of them said to not do something. And of course he did it anyways and it resulted in something bad. Just predictable moment.
Yeah, I was going to say predictability as well. You know, like, just certain moments, maybe not the whole, I guess the whole story was, but not the whole time where you automatically knew what was going to happen every turn that, you know, in the story. Some of the banter towards the end of the movie between some of the corporate people's a little cliche.
Yeah, agreed.
And I thought sometimes they just kind of glossed over some things like injuries.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a fair point.
I don't know, you just thought it would be more impactful during the moment. It did help a little bit of the story, but it just wasn't as impactful as you think some injuries like that would be.
I really love the rivalry between Damson Idris and Brad Pitt. It was awesome. It was like iron sharpens iron type relationship. They just made each other better. It was awesome.
Yeah, and then they clicked, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it was a rough start, but they clicked. Just Brad Pitt done really good with all of the characters he interacted with.
Yeah.
Javier, you know, like they sold their friendship, and Javier sold his emotions of like being happy, being proud, and winning. And then the chemistry, like you could tell that Kate liked Sonny, like from the start, you know what I mean? You could just see that it was there instantly, but it grew into something, and you could tell they had good chemistry. It was a believable pairing, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, on the flip side of things, at times Brad Pitt felt a little one-dimensional. His character just kind of, I don't know, there was some times when I felt like he could have or should have showed a little bit more emotion, and it was just kind of like, yeah, okay, you know. Like,
Yeah, he
it's
played just the Billy Badass,
Yeah.
non care, you know, I've lived my life like I do type of. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more how. That's more how they wrote him.
Yeah.
I think they
Agreed.
did good. I think he performed it well.
Agreed. I would say that, yeah, they probably wrote him in like that.
JP and his mama, they did good. Like, she was the heart of the movie, other than other than Sonny and Javier's friendship. Like, she was the heart of the movie.
Yeah, especially towards the end, she had more involvement.
You feel some of that nervousness that a mom would feel, you know. She just did a good job of bringing you into the story even more.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, they really put you right in the driver's seat, man, with the theatrics in this movie. I felt like I was inside the car driving. It was just crazy the way they did the racing scenes and stuff. The camera work was amazing. I thought it was all just great.
Yeah, I liked when they just had it switching between drivers in the middle of turns and this and that, and just the way it was. And sometimes there's at least one moment where it made me feel like there was a 2-player racing video game going on. I was like, okay, that's dope.
And you're like inside the headset the whole time too, so you can hear all the banter.
And like sometimes it would go from like the headset into reality, and it just draws you in and out of the scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, it made you feel like you were right there. Nothing to complain about in this movie. It seemed like that they filmed it while F1 was touring the world, and they just kept up with them and filmed what was going on. Like, I don't know how they did it.
Yeah,
It just made it look real.
Yeah, it was very, very immersive. I mean, just make you grip the seat like you're there. If I would watch this in IMAX, it would have been so much better.
Yeah, definitely go see this on the biggest screen you can. We were going to, but just situations happened, and we didn't want to stay up till 3, 4 in the morning to go make it to the IMAX. So, for more movie news, bonus features, and reviews, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time at the cinema. Yeah,
If the last thing I do is drive that car, I will take that life, man. 1,000 times.
I'm offering you an open seat in Formula One. The only place you could say, if you win, you are the absolute best in the world.